Welcome to Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast, the podcast that empowers you to turn your dreams into reality using the law of attraction. I'm your host, Papi DiNuzzo, and together we'll dive into the mindset, strategies, and energy shifts you need to create the life you've always envisioned. Whether it's health, wealth, happiness, love, relationships, or spirituality. Inspired by my transformative book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, each episode brings you practical tools, inspiring stories, and bold insights to unlock your limitless potential. Get ready to manifest your greatness, and let's dive in.
Namaste. This is Mikey, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today, along with manifestation mindset coach Papi DiNuzzo on the Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast. If you're looking for a manifestation mindset coach, motivational speaker, successful entrepreneur, and best-selling author, please book Papi to speak to your company or book him to speak for free to your nonprofit organization that would love to hear his message of hope, inspiration, and love for ourselves and our fellow brothers and sisters. Papi, you and I were just talking the other day about some of our earlier podcasts and how excited we were when we first launched social media. And it was so exciting when we reached like 500 followers, then 5,000 followers. And here you are at now, like at 250,000 followers. I mean, that just is amazing. And, talk about 10Xing your goal. And that to me just means that there are so many people out there that need to hear your message. So please encourage one another to follow, share, and like Papi DiNuzzo Mindset Coach on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And not only encourage you guys to follow him on his social media, but I also want to remind our listeners that if you sign up for Papi's free 7-day manifesting challenge online coaching course at papimindsetcoach.com, that's PAPI mindsetcoach.com, just go to the upper right-hand side of the landing page and enter your first and last name along with your email address. It's as simple as that. And then you can start to receive free life-changing wisdom and knowledge. So please, I encourage all of you to do that. So let's go to Papi now to set the table. Namaste, Papi.
Namaste, Mikey. Thank you so much. And again, just for the audience, Mikey, I know the woo word comes up from time to time when I'm presenting or talking to our fellow brothers and sisters. I just remind the audience that I started social media for the first time in my life, sort of in plain English, didn't know what it was, if you want to put it that way. But I started my social media the first day that we launched, it's the first month, so to speak. I was closer to 70 years of age than I was to 60. So just put that in your data bank and go from there. For the growth that we've had, I was literally closer to 70 years of age than I was to 60 years of age. So you can literally manifest anything you can imagine. I start off by always namaste, my wonderful, beautiful fellow brothers and sisters. Namaste. The spirit of me greets the spirit in you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Mikey and Kim, for putting on a great podcast, for all the work that goes on in the background. You're the unsung hero. So I thank both of you so much. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, Kim. My fellow brothers and sisters, I always like to remind us when we start that I'm always coming to you from a perspective of 100% pure spirituality. I stay neutral as to everything, neutral as to countries, governments, politics, etc. 100% pure spirituality is how I come to you. You can and do control everything in your life. The most powerful thing in your life, my fellow brothers and sisters, are the thoughts that are in your head, the thoughts that are in your mind. Never, ever give up this most powerful resource of yours. You can only have one thought in your mind at a time, and only you can and should control that. Your thoughts start this entire process. Your thoughts, your ideas, and your imagination start this entire process. So you are an endless, eternal, ethereal, spiritual being having a limited physical experience. The kingdom lives within you. The kingdom lives within you. You control this entire process. My fellow brothers and sisters, I'm starting with you. Start on your waking process in the morning and your sleeping process, your waking ritual in the morning and your sleeping ritual right before you go to sleep. Even simple intentions as soon as you awake. I believe as soon as you wake up, very first at the beginning of the morning, I believe something magnificent is happening to me today. I believe something fantastic is happening to me today. I believe something wonderful is happening to me today. I believe today is the greatest day of my life. I can guarantee you, my fellow brothers and sisters, today is the greatest day of your life. The universe is eternally grounded in the present. That's all there is. There is no past. There is no future. All there is the present. Everything is eternally grounded in the present. This entire universe. Thus, today has to be, by definition, the best day, the greatest day of your life. Right before you go to sleep, right before you fall off and go to sleep at the very end of your day. Again, a couple simple intentions. I believe tomorrow is the greatest day of my life. I believe tomorrow is the most wonderful day of my life. I believe tomorrow is the most successful day of my life. I believe tomorrow is the most love-filled day of my life. Whatever you want, my fellow brothers and sisters, when you are right next to universal subconscious mind, right next to your subconscious mind, right when you very first wake up in the morning or right before you go to sleep, the two most powerful times of the day. And again, I want you to start to have confidence in yourself, to move forward. So thank you so much, Mikey, for a great opening.
Absolutely, and you always start off with that opening too, just explaining everything where you're coming from and how, where this, you're not coming from a spiritual place, you're just coming from a place in your heart, so I love that, and I know that that's how you start all your presentations, and you recently presented at the Power CEOs, in Houston, Texas. Can you share a little bit about that with us?
Sure. Yeah, Mikey, as you said, yeah, no religion ever. I never discuss religion. Every person I meet has some concept as to who they do or don't, or whatever they believe about a creator of the universe. I come to you from pure spirituality. And even if pure spirituality for minority of people is a little much, then just think of it as pure energy. This is what this universe is all about, is energy, vibration, and frequency. And I gave a recent presentation in Houston, Texas. And sometimes my fellow brothers and sisters, regular brothers and sisters who maybe are aspiring entrepreneurs or just individuals will often think, I'm not worthy. I don't have the talent. I don't have the skill. Look at these successful entrepreneurs. I can tell you the successful entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs go through the same exact challenge. We're all human. We go through the same thing. And I was speaking to a very successful, powerful group of CEOs and C-suite individuals, the same exact thing that I talk with you about on my podcast and all the other outreach techniques that I have all across the board, same exact challenges. So I just implore you that no matter what your position is in life, if you are with a company that has 1,000 employees, 1,000 team members, and if you yourself, I never would consider you to be in a situation, but if you identified yourself, as oftentimes our brothers and sisters do, they'll tell me, Pappy, there's 1,000 people, 1,000 employees in this company. I think I'm number 1,000. You're never number 1,000. And the main point is, it doesn't matter what your position is. I was talking to a gentleman who says, Pap, you don't understand. I'm a janitor. I think I'm at the very bottom of the ladder in this entire organization. My fellow brothers and sisters, you have access to all knowledge and all power of all time within you. The kingdom lives within you. That's what my mission is. That's why I'm here. That's why I came here. This is why I was sent here, to shine universal light on you and awaken this untapped creative power that is within you. So I want you to start from wherever you're at, wherever you consider to be at. We don't ever say anything negative about where we're starting from. Start from wherever you're at, and you can have the same exact mindset and success as these very successful entrepreneurs, because they're going through the same challenges in life that you are. When I talk about my fellow brothers and sisters living in wealth or living in abundance, like abundance comes up an awful lot. And I just want to be clear with you, with these CEOs that I'm talking with, you are doing, everybody has an expertise in life. You have a gift unlike any of our fellow 8 billion fellow brothers and sisters on this planet Earth. You are special. I believe in you 100%. I believe in you 100% because I know absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, exactly what's inside of you. Perfect spirit, perfect spiritual DNA, and perfect spiritual spark. I am here to teach you how to access that. And when I speak about abundance, I want you to live in abundance in health, physical health, mental wellness. Live in abundance in wealth. That could be saving up a certain amount of money for your peace of mind, for your nest egg, financial independence. It could be the other side of the coin. It could be paying down debt, paying off a college loan, paying off a credit card or credit cards. So living in abundance in health, physical health, mental wellness, living in abundance in wealth, living in abundance in love, whatever you want on earth, to get married, to have a significant other, to have a partner, to have love, to have someone you love and loves you back, to live in abundance in love, to live in abundance in happiness, to live in abundance in relationships, to live in abundance in spirituality, to live in abundance in experiences. You want the greatest experiences. Some of our fellow brothers and sisters tell me, Pappy, I just want to be at a certain level just so I have enough income coming in that I don't have to worry about my bills. I'm caught up on everything and I can live my life the way that I want to. What's most important to me, Pappy, are my experiences in life. My fellow brothers and sisters, we're all very unique. We're all very different. What you want is unique to you. But I want to let you know that abundance and prosperity are within your grasp. If you can think it in your mind, you can and will hold it in your hand. So even a group such as this, you never think of yourself as do you have a shortfall somewhere. I can guarantee you that each of you, each of my fellow brothers and sisters within the sound of my voice, listening to this or watching this, that each of you has better grades on your report card in a number of those areas and categories than these CEOs do. So don't ever sell yourself short. Anything that you would think you're short on, and we never look at it that way. We look at it that there's room to grow. That gives us room to grow. My fellow brothers and sisters, I remind you all the time, I talk to you about goals and achieving your goals, your most important experiences, and your other experiences throughout the day. And I remind you, goals, when we said goals, our goals are not to get. They're not to get anything. Our goals are to grow. And when you grow, you'll get whatever you want. Whatever you set your sights on, you will get. But our goals, and be very, very specific and explicit, our goals are to grow. It's never to just accumulate money for money's purpose or any of the other goals that I mentioned to you. They're for us to grow. So we all have room to grow. And the exciting part is that you can grow in any area of your life and you can achieve success beyond your wildest comprehension. You can reinvent yourself so much in even 1 year and completely reinvent yourself in 5 years or well under 5 years. My fellow brothers and sisters, you have this talent inside of you. You have this skill inside of you. The kingdom is within you. And this is what my expertise is. My specialty is teaching you, coaching you, leveling you up so that you can truly manifest anything you can imagine and live your best life.
Oh, Pappy, that's really encouraging. And I think, everyone needs to hear your message regardless of their position. And, you as a former football player used to always tell me, like, there's 53 members on a football team, and number 53 is just as important as your starting quarterback. So never, ever, ever sell yourself short. Um,
Yes.
And in a world full of negativity, Pappy wants to be a source of light and positivity. So every week, Pappy sends out a positive message to your email inbox with 2 free concepts to live by to everyone on his mailing list, reminding us that repetition is essential for effective manifestation. And this week, Pappy wants to tell us a little bit about frequency.
Yes, Mikey, thank you. Yeah, I know that Kim and you had sent out the concepts to live by, and that was one of our recent ones we just sent out. A frequency just gets me so excited. My fellow brothers and sisters, I say, think of that you're driving down the highway of life. You're driving down the highway of life, and you come to a fork in the road. You either go left or go right. Doesn't matter which direction. We'll say going left has a big sign, a big green and white sign says 3D. This is the 3D highway, and going right, turning to the right says 5D for the fifth dimension. And again, we're going through the fourth dimension to awaken and to ascend into the fifth dimension. So that's what I'm suggesting, my fellow brothers and sisters, that 97 out of 100 of our fellow brothers and sisters are thinking and have turned into that on that 3D highway, thinking that we just live in a physical world. I'm here to suggest you, and that's all I do is offer suggestions. I put these suggestions out. I let you take them into your subconscious mind. I let you use your intuition. And all of us are on our own pathway. We're all on our own journey. We're not in any rush to get anywhere. We come here to learn karmic lessons. We come here to learn lessons, to fulfill contracts. There is divine synchronicity and divine orchestration all around us, my fellow brothers and sisters. Getting back to the concept to live by, frequency. Whenever Nikola Tesla was asked, Mr. Tesla, Nikola Tesla, Tesla, Mr. Tesla, I think you're the smartest person on earth. What do I need to know to be successful here on earth and understand this place and even understand this universe? How's this whole place work? What do I need to know to be successful? Nikola Tesla said, sir, you need to understand three things: energy, vibration, and frequency. Energy, vibration, frequency. And frequency is our topic, a recent topic that I just sent out under concepts to live by. So let's just think about this. Just open your mind up and think about that you are extraordinarily, infinitely more powerful and talented than you could ever imagine. You have this perfection inside of you, and this universe works a certain way. You live in a thought world within a perfect and infinite thought universe, and I'm here to teach you how to access this. You think your thought, you use your ideas, you use your imagination. That's what starts the entire process. It comes down into you, into your conscious mind, the top half of that circle I talk about. You apply some emotion to it, and it gets deposited in the bottom half of the circle, the bowl that I refer to, which is your subconscious mind. When you apply that much emotion to it and you create a desire, I say you want to apply a lot of emotion and have a burning desire, but the process is you think your thoughts through your ideas and your imagination, but your thoughts, which then the secret sauce that is added is your feelings and your emotions. When you apply those, it's down into the rich treasure of your subconscious mind. And at that moment, glorious, wonderful vibrations are now coming out of you. Vibrations are coming out of you. As Buddha said, you will become what you think, you will attract what you feel, and you will create what you imagine. You will attract what you feel. You have these feelings, there's vibrations coming out of you. So frequencies are a finer edge on this. This is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. So I want you to think of your vibrations as if you're dialing an old-fashioned radio and you're dialing in and trying to dial into radio stations. You're going, moving it, and you go into one radio station, it comes in, I hear it very clearly, I don't care for that, I go to another one. When you're dialing it and you're trying to find a station, a clear radio station on the radio, that's your vibration. When you find that station, it comes in crystal clear and you hear it with clarity, that is your frequency. So you're sending out your vibrations, they turn into frequencies. And my fellow brothers and sisters, think of a cell phone, a smartphone. When you call someone, think of that frequency going out and think of yourself as a broadcast tower. You are broadcasting, and that signal, the frequency, exits your body. I'm trying to oversimplify this. It exits your body at whatever level you are vibrating at. So what do I say? I talk to you about a launch point. I call it your launch point. Think of myself standing here, and I'm standing here from the top of my head to the tip of my toes, and think of the mid part of my body. And just to pick a number, let's say that's vibrating at 200. At the midpoint of my body, 200. From 200 and below, let's say down to my feet. Of course, below my feet would be zero. We're not living at that point in time. So from 1 to 200, that's a low vibration. You never want to be sending out a vibration, a frequency from your knees, so to speak, at 80 or 90 or 100. That is what you'll attract. Low vibrations are fear, worry, doubt, anxiety, concern, jealousy, hatred, anger, violence, guilt, shame, gluttony, all these negative vibrations. That's what you'll attract back into your life. People, places, things, opportunities, assets on that frequency. That's exactly what Buddha was saying. You will attract what you feel. I want you launching from above your midpoint on your body. From 200, let's say the top of your head is 400, from up in the upper half. Love, sharing, caring, all these wonderful, wonderful high vibrations, compassion. I want you sending those from up in the upper half of your body, and wherever that vibration is, if this is 350 right here, your 350 phone call that you're sending out will get answered. It doesn't matter if this brother or sister or asset or resource are located on the other side of planet Earth. It doesn't matter. it will be answered. Every thought that you have, whether it's either feared or revered, either good or bad, is being sent out and is going to be answered by an individual, a person, a place, a thing, an opportunity, an asset, a resource, whatever it is. So, frequencies, my fellow brothers and sisters, you are more powerful than you can ever imagine. We're conversing right now. Mikey and I are talking. There's air going across our vocal cords. We hear something that is unusual in this entire universe. This entire universe communicates non-verbally, non-linguistically, no verbiage, no words, non-verbal, non-linguistically is how this universe communicates. And I want to get you in touch with the universal language of your subconscious mind communicating with your fellow brothers and sisters' subconscious mind. When you're around successful people, as I was with the CEOs, you hear very little negative conversation. If you're around brothers and sisters who have a lot of illnesses and sickness, you hear them talking about illness and sickness an awful lot. You will attract what you feel. You'll become what you think. You will attract what you feel. Be extraordinarily careful. This is what generates the frequencies that are coming out of you. You are a projector, and everything outside of you that you're looking at is your projection. My fellow brothers and sisters, you control all of this. So frequency is so important. Albert Einstein was asked about frequency, and Albert Einstein said, if you match the frequency of anything, he said, pick any frequency. If you match the frequency of that, if you place yourself on that same frequency and match up with it, that what is on that frequency must be delivered to you. And this is quote unquote from Albert Einstein. He said, this is not philosophy. This is physics. This is not philosophy. This is physics. I come to you from a perspective of pure spirituality. If you think of a globe and almost like think of my head as a globe where you start at the bottom and spirituality starts here and it's growing and science starts here and it's growing. When it's going here, neither can see each other. They're on the other side of the moon, let's say, on the other side of the planet. They're both growing. But what happens when they get to the top? They both come together. This is where spirituality meets science. This entire world makes sense through math and through music. It's all eternally coded in numbers, math, music, and in the stars, but especially first and foremost in all numbers and math. And second, in a tie for that is through music. This entire universe makes more sense than you can ever imagine. Once you understand these universal laws that the entire universe operates under, you are off to the races. You are going to reinvent yourself and have and manifest your best life and manifest anything you can imagine. And frequency, I spent a little bit extra time on this today, but it is so extraordinarily important. One of the primary laws of the universe are some universal laws: the universal law of vibration, the universal law of attraction, the universal law of consciousness. These are all related to frequency. Frequency is at the heart and soul. You are sending out frequencies, my fellow brothers and sisters. Be extraordinarily careful how powerful you are and the vibration and frequencies you are sending out to your fellow brothers and sisters.
Awesome. So when people tell you all this manifestation stuff is woo-woo, like you just debunked all of that because you just quoted Einstein, Tesla. I mean, who's more scientific and and into physics than those two inventors? So that's just amazing.
Yeah.
And also the key is, I guess, just to keep your frequency as high as possible. And in order to help us do that, you have a manifest coaching tip for us.
Yeah, Mikey and I sort of blended into the manifesting coaching tip. And yeah, I think of even like Walter Russell. I mean, just geniuses on top of geniuses on top of geniuses on how this entire universe is put together. And I talk a lot. I remind us, and again, I stay with 100% pure spirituality. But the famous quote that was in the Bible from Yeshua, Jesus, and again, when Jesus was on earth, no one called him Jesus. He was referred to as Yeshua. That was his name, Yeshua. And when Yeshua said the famous quote of that the kingdom lives within you, the kingdom of heaven lives within you, this is exactly what he was referring to. All knowledge, all power, all time resides within you. Perfect spirit, perfect spiritual DNA, perfect spiritual spark. And this is how you access it. This is how you access it about what we're talking about today. So accessing the kingdom that lives within you with the power of your positive mindset. That's the big headline for today's show, so to speak, is the power of your positive mindset. It's also the power of your negative mindset. We don't want to go there. But what is happening, our fellow brothers and sisters, for every 5 thoughts they're having, 4 are negative, and they're wondering, why do I have all this negativity and all of these suboptimal outcomes in my life? My fellow brothers and sisters, you are in control of all of this. You are in control of all of this, and your thoughts start the process. You have up to 60,000 thoughts per day. It doesn't matter if you have 40,000, 20,000, however many it is. Our average fellow brother and sister, 80% of those are negative. You will not proactively manifest anything you can imagine when 8 out of 10 of your thoughts are negative. Even to add insult to injury, 90% of our fellow brothers and sisters' thoughts are recurring. So we're having 4 out of 5 negative thoughts, and 90% of those thoughts, 90% of those 4 thoughts are negative, recurring thoughts you've had over and over again. I'm here to break that cycle. I'm here to unchain you. I'm here to unleash you. I'm here to shine universal light on you and awaken you and awaken this untapped creative power within you. So we talked about high positive vibration versus low negative vibration. I mentioned already on today's teaching point about a high launch point above the midsection of your body. You want to raise it as high as possible. Once you start getting better at this and you improve and you're launching from higher up in your torso, then I want you to take your your smartphone, your cell phone for today's metaphor, and start holding it above your head as high of a reach as you can have, and start launching this from 425, 450, 500, 600, and you're going to get better and better results, better and better outcomes. You're going to be achieving your goals, prosperity, abundance. And again, abundance in all of these categories I talked about earlier. So again, just think about how important it is and just take a pause. Sometimes I remind you, all prayers are heard, all affirmations are heard, all intentions are heard, and be very careful before you launch your prayer or your affirmation or your intention. Don't launch that from a bad place. Don't, the universe is Pappy. The majority of prayers that are offered up are offered from there's a negative aspect to them, and it's coming from, believe it or not, a low vibration. What the creator wants you to understand is that if you understand all this awe-inspiring power and ability that's within you, you would never have these perspectives. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. You've heard me say time and time again, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. There's always a way. There is always a way. Always a way. And again, my fellow brothers and sisters, this is about getting 1% better. There's no magic one. I am here to help you on your manifesting journey. The most important thing I can do, probably to tie for number one, is to help you create a manifesting lifestyle. A manifesting lifestyle. So think about the bottom half of that circle, that bowl for your subconscious mind. I'm working with you, and I want you going in there every day and taking out a couple bad habits, 1, 2, 3, whatever. Take out some bad habits, and you throw those overboard. They're gone for the rest of your life. And I want you putting 1 or 2 or 3 good habits in. And again, I'll be truthful. One day is not going to make all the difference in the world in a lot of cases, but you will start to develop a winning streak. And you don't have to win 400 straight days or 300 straight days. Once you start to develop some winning streaks, you are going to step into and have a quantum leap. When you reach out, my fellow brothers and sisters, when you have that thought, a firework goes off up in the 5th dimension or above. And that is the beginning of this entire process. When you hold a thought for 17 seconds, that's all it takes. You can positively do that. When you hold a thought for 17 seconds, you have made a connection. You've made an imprint in the energy field, in the quantum field, in the Akashic field with what your thought is. You've already started this process. You hold that for 4 times 17. Hold it for 4 times 17 for a minute and 8 seconds. And it has momentum. Not only is it developing, but it is rolling. Even after you stop thinking about it, that ball is rolling. It's coming down that conveyor belt towards you. So this is how powerful you are. Be extraordinarily careful where your launch point is. Whatever you think about, either good or bad, whatever you think of, either good or bad, you are starting. And again, manifesting is just a fancy word for creating. You are initiating the creative process as soon as you start to think about it, and especially once you apply emotion to it. So your frequencies are at the very, very top of the list, my fellow brothers and sisters. You will succeed or fail. You will live or die, so to speak, with the frequencies that are coming out of your body. And you alone can and should, only you can and should control the thoughts in your mind and the frequencies coming out of you.
Mhm. I love that, and it's so simple. I it reminds me when you said 17 seconds, like, everyone can do that because when my kids were little and we'd go through a tunnel, they would hold their breath, and it was way longer than 17 seconds. So if my kids could do it when they were little, we can all do that. Just hold that thought for 17 seconds. So that's
I
awesome
love it.
and so simple
Love
to
it.
do. And another simple thing that you encourage us all to do is your affirmations. And I tend to do mine like at my morning and evening rituals is just write your affirmation or even like look at yourself in the mirror and say it out loud. But the key is to be in the present as if it's already happened. So you always start with I am, and you have an example of one of those for us.
Yes, Mikey, thank you. Yeah, in the back of my book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, I have pages and pages and pages of affirmations, great affirmations, and they're also there to stimulate you to create your own custom affirmations. And again, we use an affirmation to write that out 3 during the course of the day, 3 times in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 3 in the evening. And or a little while back I've come up with a newer one, a grapher emotion. So that's a mouthful. But my reminder is it's combining gratitude with your affirmation with emotion. So when you do that, you can write it out and you can just read that throughout the course of the day, apply emotion to it, visualize you being in that situation. So we pick an affirmation, Mikey does actually, and she picks an affirmation for each show. And I love sharing these with you just to give you an example. And I remind you, I always recommend starting your affirmation, I am, and you write it out, I am. And I always do capital A, capital M. You are recognizing and acknowledging the God force that's inside of you, the creative force that's inside of you. When you say I am, my fellow brothers and sisters, I remind you, words carry meaning. Words, one word, just think of a word. When you are reaching out with a prayer, an intention, or an affirmation, every word carries significance. Every word carries weight, carries value. Words carry meaning, words carry vibration, and words carry frequency. You are more powerful than you could ever imagine. You start this out, I am. Now, I am are two very, 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 very special words. Always be extraordinarily careful with the next word that you state after any time you say, I am. I am great versus I am stupid, all the difference in the world. You've instructed your subconscious mind and universal subconscious mind to take action on you being great. You've also given an instruction to take action on you being stupid. I am, be extraordinarily careful. I start off every affirmation, I want you to write out, I am. Then you follow it up, so happy. And why do we have happy? Because emotion is energy in motion. Emotion is the secret sauce. Emotion, happy, naturally, high emotion. I am so happy and grateful. Gratitude is one of the top 5 elements in the recipe to manifest anything you can imagine. When you are grateful, my fellow brothers and sisters, and true gratitude is authentic, it's genuine, it's humble with a degree of humility. It is your most genuine, authentic self. If you are in your most genuine, authentic self, whatever you give gratitude for, when you give gratitude, authentic, genuine gratitude, you are literally vibrating at the same exact level as abundance. The first time I heard that years and years ago, it was one of the greatest days of my life. Whatever you are genuine and authentic and humble, giving gratitude, you are vibrating at the same exact level as abundance. So whatever you're thinking about and giving gratitude for, that abundance is on its way to you. The roof over your head, clothes on your back, food on your table. You want a new car, a new promotion, a job, a significant other, love of your life, better health, mental wellness, experiences, relationships. Whatever you want, it's on its way to you because you're vibrating at exactly the same level, exactly the same frequency as abundance. And what did Albert Einstein say? It can be no other way. He said, this is not philosophy. This is physics. Whatever level you're vibrating at, your frequency is at, it's on its way to you. So I am so happy and grateful now that we always put now because you heard me say already today earlier, all there is the present. There is no past, there is no future. So what's the point? Most of our fellow brothers and sisters are looking at the past and they're complaining and they're criticizing and they're just loathing and complaining all over all day long, you will never manifest anything you can imagine looking at the past, complaining about it. It's gone, it's over. You cannot manifest proactively any good by doing that. Only you're in the bottom half of your vibration. That's all you're going to get is a whole bunch of things that you don't want in your life. Conversely, if you look the other way into the future, you will not manifest anything you can imagine. There is no future. There is no time, or there is no time or distance in this universe. Time is a construct we've come up here on planet Earth. In this entire universe, time doesn't exist. You're looking at the future, and what do our brothers and sisters do when I look at the future? They're fearful, they're worrying, they're doubtful, they're full of anxiety, but fear is the big one. FEAR. I say, think of that as false evidence appearing real. Fear, whatever you are fearful, my fellow brothers and sisters, if you told me what you're fearful about today, and I come back and I check with you in a week, a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, when I check back in with you, I said, I wrote this down. This is what you were fearful for. How did that go for you? Over 9 times out of 10, my fellow brothers and sisters, well over 90% of the time, what you were fearful for, losing sleep, sending out low, bad, ugly vibrations about, never ever materialized. Never ever materialized. Our brothers and sisters shooting themselves in the foot metaphorically over and over all day long, being fearful about things that never ever materialize. I am so happy and grateful now that then you fill that in with whatever your affirmation is. The one that Mikey picked out for today, I am so happy and grateful now that I can form things in my thought, and by impressing my thought, and by impressing my thought form upon universal intelligent substance, I can co-create and manifest the thing and goal that I think about with universal intelligence in its quantum field to be physically delivered to me through my inspired, efficient, joyful actions. My fellow brothers and sisters, all in this affirmation we talked about all show today on this podcast. It starts with your thoughts. It's massively accentuated by your feelings and your emotions, and it's delivered unto you by your inspired actions, by putting your hands on it, making it happen. The good part is, once you start to get in your daily ritual, your manifesting lifestyle, you won't even have to do 50% of the work. You are so loved by this entire universe, by the creator of all. The creator will typically do 60, 70, 80, maybe even 90%. You do have to take action. Sitting on the couch, just idly daydreaming, eating potato chips is not going to get you there. You get to take inspired, efficient, joyful action. So what a great affirmation for today, Mikey. That gets me pumped up every time I read it. So thank you for picking out a wonderful affirmation.
Oh, thank you for sharing that with us. Happy, one of our listeners has a question for you today, and they would like to know, how can changing your mindset change your life?
Yes, and I think about questions, like we get inundated. We've been doing a monthly show on Eventbrite, and yesterday was another day we just got inundated with questions. So people are always asking me, Pappy, these questions, if there's one thing we never have any shortfall or any shortage of is questions. Once our brothers and sisters get on no pun intended here, once they get on the frequency of us rolling, they just start peppering with the questions. There's no shortfall. So a ton of great questions on our virtual Eventbrite event yesterday. And the recent one that we got sent in, how can changing your mindset change your life? And that's really, my fellow brothers and sisters, been at the heart and soul of everything we've talked about today. You just believe in me. If you could just believe in this 1%, can you do that? I see a lot of heads nodding. I see a lot of positive feedback. That's all it takes, just 1% for you to believe in, just 1%. My fellow brothers and sisters, I believe in you 100%. I know what's inside of you. I know you can do this. I know you can achieve anything you set your mind to: health, wealth, love, happiness, relationships, spirituality, experiences, whatever it is, that you can do it. And it's all about your mindset. It's your mind, which again is your conscious mind working in harmony with your subconscious mind, working in harmony with your body. That is your mind. Your body is an instrument of your mind. So when you change your mindset and you start to have a positive mindset, you're generating that positive vibration. I'm trying to make this something that you can grasp onto in the top half of your body. You change your mindset, you start sending out positive vibrations, turning into positive frequencies. It will change your life like you could never imagine. Things will show up like you could never imagine. I just got an invitation to come down and do a keynote a speaking engagement in Orlando, Florida, that everything happened. It was like a whirlwind the last 2 days. If I just describe the top 5 or 10 things that happened there, that were all manifested through the law of attraction, that were all 5 or 10 things happened almost like individually, we're all one in a million, so to speak, that they could occur. Boom, 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 lined up. So, my fellow brothers and sisters, you send this out and don't worry about the details. Don't worry about the if. Don't worry about the how. Don't worry about the when. Don't worry about anything. When you order something in a restaurant, do you sit there and worry yourself sick? Is my meal going to be delivered? Are they going to deliver me my meal? Am I going to get food today? Or did I just place an order with the server in a restaurant or at the counter and I'm never going to get the food that I ordered? You never think of that. You never go with your navigation system if you're driving. You never put something in your navigation system and say, is this going to work? Is it going to deliver me to the address that I placed in or to the street? Is that ever going to happen? You never question that. And that's just a simple little piece of technology. We're talking about here, I'm talking about you are tapping into, wiring into, accessing all knowledge and all power of all time, source energy. You are co-creating with source. Never worry about, I put my order in, is it going to be filled? It's filled every time, but either good or bad, either good or bad. So your mindset, my fellow brothers and sisters, determines everything. It is going to determine your happiness in your life, the highest correlation of anything to happiness. And if you look at any research, what you could say very simply as a human being is, I want to be happy. I want to get happy because that's where all the magic happens. That's where everything opens up and unfolds, etc. Happy or happiness. What is the highest correlation of anything on earth? Is it that you own a house or own a house of a certain dollar value, or you own 3 houses or 5 cars or whatever it is? The highest correlation to happiness on earth is your level of consciousness. When you look at our fellow brothers and sisters, if their level of consciousness is here, that's how happy they are. They raise their level of consciousness here, they're that much more happy. That's what I'm here to get you. My fellow brothers and sisters, once you increase your happiness, you will start to look at this world completely differently. Once you raise it even just a little bit, you are going to be so confident in yourself, because with this entire process that I coach you up and teach you on, and Mikey talked about the 7-day free challenge that we have, my 28-day manifesting accelerate online coaching course, you will start to develop self-esteem and self-confidence and self-assurance. You'll know, I was here, and you yourself raised your life to here in any one of these categories, any ones that you could describe. So changing your mindset, that's what this is all about, my fellow brothers and sisters. The good news is nothing that we're talking about right now is the end of anything or being truncated or going away. Today's the first day. I've dedicated the rest of my life to holding your hand, to coaching you, to walking arm in arm with you, to loving you, to helping you, to manifest. And you can imagine, I've dedicated the rest of my life to this and to you and all of our fellow brothers and sisters in need. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Pappy. And another great way to change your mindset is by reading and listening to Pappy's book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine. It's a great way to just reset your thinking, kind of like flipping the script and just starting to think positively. And the one thing I like to concentrate on are the quotes. And it's great to hear him say the quotes. It's great to read the quotes. It's just something quick you can do just throughout the day to reset your mindset. And Pappy, I know that we have a good quote lined up for us today that you're going to share with us.
Yeah, Mike, and thank you for that great coaching tip. My fellow brothers and sisters, we're not talking about it today about canceling or rejecting and protecting your subconscious mind. But as Mikey said, I attempt to listen to positive information every day. I listen to my book. I go back and listen to the podcasts that we're performing right now. I go back and listen to Concepts to Live By. I listen to my 28-day Manifesting Accelerator online coaching course, and it charges my battery and invigorates me every single time. Turn off the weather report, turn off the news, turn off scrolling mindlessly through social media or through the internet. Pay attention to this negative messaging that's coming at you. My fellow brothers and sisters, cancel it, reject it. Open it up, change your develop a manifesting lifestyle on this manifesting journey that you're on, and structure time, set aside time to work on yourself. That's what this is all about. There's words we've all heard: self-improvement, self-help, personal development. The most important thing is Most of our fellow brothers and sisters, before I met them, were spending zero time, zero, zero, not even 1 minute in the course of a day working on themselves. You can start to spend 5, 10, 15 minutes. You can even get to the point where you're spending 30 minutes a day or longer. People say, Pappy, is this going to be more work and everything else? Once you get good at this, which won't take long, it will actually take you net less time during the course of the day because you're eliminating all your moaning and groaning and griping and complaining and calling someone else or going to someone else's office and lamenting and loathing and all this. You're eliminating all that wasted time. And it's worse than wasted time. You're sending out low vibrations. You can and will turn your life around, access positive information. You can go listen to these podcasts. They're available. We send out the concepts to live by for free. I've got my 28-day manifesting accelerator online coaching course. My audio book is available on Audible. I eat my own cooking 3 meals a day. I'm doing this. I listen to myself. There's others I listen to too, but I say when you're first starting out here, I don't want you listening and getting recipes off of 5 different chefs. That will confuse the living daylights out of you. Let me be your chef. Let us cook together. Let me share the recipes with you. Have the faith, have the confidence. Follow me until you find one of two things not to be true. Either I don't know what I'm talking about or I'm lying. You'll never find either of those two to be true. You're in the right place. You're where you're supposed to be. Let's walk hand in hand on this journey through your life and allow me to show you how good you are, how great you are, that you can live your best life and manifesting you can imagine. So today's quote from my book, Manifesting That You Can Imagine. This is from page 157 in the paperback book. Thoughts create things. Thoughts make things. Thoughts become things. Thoughts are on frequencies and they are all interconnected. Thoughts travel faster than the speed of light. Thoughts travel through any and all mass. Every single thought of yours creates a thought form. Thinking substance takes the form of your thought and moves according to your thought. You attract and become what you think about most often. The law of attraction manifests the thing that you think about, both positive and negative. Papi DiNuzzo. My fellow brothers and sisters, read that quote over and over again. Sink into every sentence, sink into every phrase, sink into and immerse yourself in every word. The whole key to the universe is in this one quote right here. Sink into it, immerse into this. Let this flow through you, my fellow brothers and sisters. Your subconscious mind is blowing the loudest horn, the largest noise, making clasping the largest symbols, yelling in the nicest way into your ear. Pay attention. This is it. You have found it. You found the key to the rest of your life for you to be able to manifest your best life and manifest anything you can imagine.
Thank you for that. I always love that we start to wrap up our show with a positive quote from you. And,
Mm.
simply said, what you think about is what you bring about. So, just as a reminder as we close, please just keep your frequencies high today. And as a reminder, please sign up for Pappy's free 7-day manifesting challenge online coaching course on pappymindsetcoach.com. That's Pappy, Papi, mindsetcoach.com. You'll find the link at the upper right-hand side of our landing page. Pappy, back to you for our final thoughts.
Yes, Mikey, thank you so much for allowing me to close it out today. My fellow brothers and sisters, I want to thank you so much. I thank you. I appreciate you, and I am grateful for you. Thank you so much for going on this journey with us, all of our fellow brothers and sisters walking hand in hand. The message that I send you very simply is a message of love. It's a message of love that I'm delivering to you, a message of love from me, and a message of love from our entire team at Pappy Mindset Coach. We love you. We're here for you. It's a message of love. You'll feel it in your heart. Listen to this. You'll know it's true. You'll know it's true. I'm so grateful for the wonderful time that we spent together today. In closing, I just want to send you again love, light, truth, goodness, inner knowing, and remembrance. I'm here to get you to remember, to shine universal light on you and awaken this untapped creative power that lives within you for inner knowing, for your inner knowing and for your remembrance. And most importantly, positive energy. I want to send you my positive energy to you and for you to receive this in your subconscious mind, in your heart and soul. I send positive energy to you, my fellow brothers and sisters. At this moment in time, I thank you so much for joining us today. I am, 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 I am. Thank you so much. With love, my fellow brothers and sisters. Namaste. Until next time. Thank you so much. That's a wrap for this episode of Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast. Keep those dreams big and your mindset unstoppable. Take one step today toward the life you're manifesting, because you can create anything you imagine. If you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Visit PapiMindsetCoach.com for more resources and follow us at Papi Mindset Coach on social platforms for daily inspiration. If you love this episode, share it with someone ready to transform their life. Until next time, stay focused, stay positive, and keep on manifesting your best life. See you soon.